Peace. We come to you today to offer you some love and wisdom. Maybe you've been going through something and you need a little bit of motivation. Today we offer you peace. Don't be misunderstood. We do this for the love, for the people, for the thing, for the change. Cause when times get hard, for the love, for the people, you just have to for the change. Go in and reflect. For the love, give yourself some encouragement on a daily basis. Continue to motivate yourself and motivate the others around you. It is crucial. It is crucial that you care for yourself on a daily basis. It's crucial that you take care of yourself. You give yourself some amount of self-love, because self-love is the only love that matters. You can't love others if you don't love yourself completely. You have to think about growing yourself and loving yourself.
For the people, for the change, for the change.
As you grow, there are going to be new stages that you have to accept. And whether or not you realize that doesn't matter. Just know that you deserve peace.
For the love.
Hey, it's your girl Macy coming at you with another Cozy Talks. Today's episode is going to be different. Today I sat down with my friend Mars of Youth, and we talked about love, spirituality, growth, encouragement, anxiety, so on and so forth. We really got into it with this episode, so I think you guys would like it. I just want to give you guys a quick introduction of who Mars is. Mars is a music artist based in Atlanta. I would say that he makes rap music, but I would say it kind of transcends that. But the way that it sounds is very different. In subject matter, he's very vulnerable and open in his lyrics, as well as in this Cozy Talks episode. He really gets in and kind of like reveals some secrets on how he overcame his anxiety and other things that he was going through in life. So without further ado, I just want to get into this talks, and hopefully you guys are blessed and you learn something great from this.
I do, tend to overthink sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I do a good job in not putting that on anybody else, you know what I'm saying? And I understand, like, the Virgo assumptions and shit, and I see some of the traits myself as far as being a perfectionist, but, we just get a lot of slack. Niggas talk about, like, I feel like Virgo might be the most hated. Who the most? Maybe I'm just internalizing everything. That's probably what it is.
No, I would have to say, people hate Scorpios a lot. Like, I'm not a Scorpio. I just like them. But people,
you dislike them?
No, I like them.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Scorpio fan, but people hate Scorpios and Geminis. But I don't know how I feel about Geminis. God bless them.
Why do they? I know why they hate Geminis. Is it like two-faced, right?
Something like that.
Why they hate Scorpios?
As my boyfriend would say, he said Scorpios are just like, he said they're really secretive. But then again, like, I can't disagree, because my dad is a Scorpio. He's really secretive. And they kind of like really emotional to a certain extent. But then again, like, I grew up with them, so I really don't have a problem with Scorpios at all. But people just, I don't know, people hate on people, it is what it is.
I mean, I don't really 100% ascribe to it. I just think it's funny because I'm a Virgo, so when I see niggas hating on Virgos, which I see often, you know what I'm saying, like on Twitter and shit, I just be like, damn, they hate me, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of have fun with it though.
What are like some of the things that you feel like, because like for me being a Sagittarius, there's some things I don't subscribe to, and I feel like there are things that definitely like yes,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to grow out of it because I don't want to be that.
I mean, we all, to be honest, bro, everybody, like, you said Sagittarius, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are those things you saying you trying to grow out of?
Woo.
Because I'm pretty sure I can say the same about myself, you know what I'm saying? Everything is generalized, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has certain flaws and certain things. We all the same in certain ways, you know what I'm saying? So
I just think through my spiritual journey and just me growing up as a woman, there are certain traits of a Sagittarius that this idea of us not wanting to commit, us being a little bit more promiscuous than most signs, which is not necessarily a lie, but I feel like me as a young woman and me as a woman that I am today is like spiritually you can get separated from the ideas that society puts on you, because like once you get into that state within your soul that you want to evolve, you can't be all those other things. There are a lot of things I don't do now that I did in the past that I wish I never did.
well, I will honestly say I feel like that's everybody. I feel like everybody, you know, is like a naive, you know, way of thinking. Think you can have your way all the time, and you can do what you want with how many people, you know what I'm saying, and still, you know, be your highest self. I feel like we all have things that we did in our past growing up because we were fed certain ideas in popular culture or media to make us think that we can live a certain way and still, you know, live fulfilled and productive lives. And, you know, I said some things in my life too, I recognize that just don't belong no more because it's not my highest self, even if I have access to certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like indulging compulsively and shit just because I can is not gonna help me be the best person I can be.
How old are you now?
I'm 24.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
So, like, from a perspective of a man, what are things that you feel like you've grown out of, and how do you want to grow more?
I don't really compare myself to no one or nobody else's journey. I say I'm not really infatuated with like casual sex or like having multiple partners, even when it's available, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I experienced it enough to not be, you know, crazed over it, you know what I'm saying? And I never really was crazed over it, but
You know, it's what you were like pressured to do, or what you
I wouldn't
thought.
even say pressure, but it's just like I feel like men just kind of, you know, I guess we have a different sexual drive than women, you know.
Do you feel like in the past when you said it was something that you weren't necessarily crazy to do, but you did it? Was it something?
Yeah,
you
I
had
feel
to
like
grow
I
out
feel
of?
like I feel like I was just doing it just to see what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I don't know. It's just like this stigma that come with men. You know what I'm saying? Like, this how you move. You have
you
multiple
get how many
partners.
people, yeah.
This is what's being cool. And I wouldn't even say I was doing it just to see or to be cool to other people, because I'm very private. But I was just experimenting, you know, with the ideas that were presented to me. And honestly, I'm really fulfilled when I'm rocking with one person, and not just on like a sexual intimate level, but when we actually have a connection, we talk every day, even if it's not a relationship. I feel like even casual sex in general, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, I'm not even gonna act holier than thou and say that I don't, you know, partake in that, but I just realized it's not fulfilling, you know what I'm saying? Like,
How does it make you feel when you participate in that type of stuff?
oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like the moment is cool, and after that, it's just like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't say it's a negative experience, but like I said, it's not fulfilling. Like, I just rather, if I'm gonna be intimate with somebody, to have it be somebody I consistently talk to every day. I have a deeper connection, and it's not just a superficial attraction for why we linking up. You know, when it's just that period, it's just like, that's all it is. You don't get nothing, you know, nothing beautiful out of that. You just get that moment. It's all it is that moment, which is cool. But I feel like in this point of my life, I want more than just that moment with
What
somebody.
kind of made you change your mindset towards it and open yourself up to the idea of kind of like doing something that wasn't just that?
Because I've been in love before, and you know what I'm saying, like everything better. You know what I'm saying? Even the sex better. To be honest, just because you just got that personal connection with that person. You understand them as a human being. It's not superficial. So everything that y'all do together is just gonna be on 10. And so when you feel that, and then you feel the contrary of just casual engagement and whatnot, you just realize it's not as cool, it's not as fun, and it's not as fulfilling.
But is this something that you find like you are kind of alone in, like, this way of thinking when it comes to like your fellow male peers? Is this something that you see your brothers doing?
I think a lot of men realize it, but they just stuck in their ways.
They don't want to. Are they scared of commitment? Or are they afraid of getting hurt?
To be honest, I can't speak for other men, but like just based off like what I can say on the outside looking in, I just think it's sexual desires is just strong, and so when men have them and they have access to women, they just be like, why not? I don't know if everybody's thinking as deep as I am. You know what I'm saying on the subject, as far as like if this actually gonna fulfill me, how I'm gonna feel afterwards. But I'm pretty sure like most men, they feel like I feel like all men feel some disconnect when it's just casual sex. You know what I'm saying? It's just like an activity you are partaking in. Afterwards, it don't really be, much.
From my experience, like being a woman and interacting with men, I feel like I saw a disconnect with them because it was like, I feel like I know it's a lot of crazy women out here who don't really have men's best interest, but I feel like it's a lot of good women too. And so they'll get with a guy and that guy won't recognize how to be loved. So he can't accept it, and so he'll only, accept the casual sex and nothing else from a woman.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like an eternal thing. Like,
I feel like in situations like those, did they present themselves as they wanted more than just casual sex?
No.
And that's what I'm saying. You gotta know who you're dealing with. Like, you gotta know who you're dealing with.
That's another thing I had to learn. Like, I had to understand that I'm not a casual sex person. I'm more like, sex is great, but like at the same time, like it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Intimacy and like communication and like, loving somebody does something for me. So when I was younger, I thought to myself, okay, maybe I just want, like to be quote unquote on my hot girl summer, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized like this is not doing anything for me. It's actually hurting me more than it's benefiting me, because I'm not only am I not enjoying the sex, I'm also not getting anything like emotionally
intrinsically,
or spiritually.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's not a lot of intrinsic benefits from just casual sex.
Yeah.
And going back just to like the idea, because what we were saying before, like when I asked that question, where they present themselves. Oh, because it was like men can't see if it's a girl that loves them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like men deep down, they know for sure when they got somebody that they want to pursue a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? If they don't, they just don't. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty transparent, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's just this, it's just this. I'm not finna, act out of that and like try to confuse you. And I'm gonna be, at this mature age, I'm straightforward and transparent. Like, you can ask me any question, I'm gonna answer it 100%. You know what I'm saying? If it's another vibe, I'll be honest about my feelings. So you just gotta deal with people who's straightforward about their intentions. Cause like at this age, bro, it's just like, what, bro? Like, why am I even gonna play the game, bro? Like, that shit waste time and energy, and it's just like it make me not even paranoid, but it's just like you playing mental Olympics, trying to make sure a person see you a certain way so you can get what you want out of it, and then they start playing mind games too, and it's just like.
Have you done that? Have you tried to present a certain way to like a female or just in general?
I'm not good at that, to be honest, bro. Like every time, you know what I'm saying? I say in the beginning, you never know what it is. You never know what it's gonna be. Mm-hmm. So I done play like the mind games in the beginning stages, but when
you talking about just getting to know somebody?
Yeah, you know, like when it's a mutual attraction, you know,
You just trying to play it smooth and stuff like that?
Nah, I make my attraction apparent, but even after the attraction is like mutual and established, it still be that joisting back and forth with the, you know, just to see who gonna apply pressure, who not, to see how serious somebody is, you know what I'm saying? Cause you can't just hop in wholeheartedly, you know what I'm saying? You gotta feel the other person vibe out to see if this is.
I guess it depends on the situation though. Like, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cause if you meet somebody and you like know for sure, like, damn, like, you feeling shorty and then like she is like really like giving you the love that you need, you might just hop all in.
No, I've done that before too. You know, it took time though. Like, it was with a person I didn't realize it was gonna
like
be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I allowed it, and I'm glad I did. I told myself if I ever feel love, you know, I'm gonna allow it. I'm not gonna like act too tough for it, cause you don't really find it. It's rare, you know, to find somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? That you really connect with. Everything is clicking, and just the feeling, not even like checking off boxes, but just that feeling of being in love. So like, I allow it, you know, when it happens.
What is your like definition of like love?
I mean,
What does it look like to you?
if we talking about real love, it definitely starts off. If we talking romantically too, it starts off with a feeling. You know, it starts off with that feeling like. And at least I feel like at least gotta start off with that feeling, like that honeymoon stage. Like, you want to see that person.
Head over heels?
Not exactly, but you just feel compelled to speak to them when you want to tell them about good news or bad news.
Just talking in general.
Yeah, you just excited to talk to them. You excited to see them. You excited to go on a date. And then after that, I feel like it's more of a conscious thing, like real love, you know what I'm saying? Because before it gets to like real love, what I kind of just described, that could be infatuation too. So I feel like real love comes when you go through that phase, and after that, you consciously apply yourself to show up as a good person for the other person, you know, being there to support, to listen, and understand the other person, even when you don't understand, just having an ear, and that is exchanged. And when I have a problem, you don't have to make it your own, but if you can help, you help, you know what I'm saying? I feel like love, after like the honeymoon phase, shows up in intention, how somebody moves.
How
when
they
it
treat
comes,
you. Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying, that feeling not always gonna last.
The honeymoon phase?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I feel like it dampens, but I feel like it's like, from my understanding of love, it's like getting to know somebody and then loving new stages of them and loving them past your frustration, loving them past the things that you don't like about them, loving them past the things that you don't like about yourself. Because sometimes you'll never come to a relationship and be completely over anything. And as you get older, there'll be new situations that happen that make you hurt more, make you go back into some other energies. But it's like understanding and seeing that person as a person, knowing they're going to make mistakes, knowing that you're a person, you're going to make mistakes, and just working through it. Like, it's like you probably have multiple honeymoon stages because that person's growing, depending on how long that relationship lasts with that.
See, I can't speak towards it all the way, because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been in like a fully committed relationship in a long time. So like, you know, my experience is not gonna give me the full depth like somebody who has, you know. So I'll also admit that. So like, some of my ideas of love are still an idea, you know what I'm saying? But I see what you're saying too, as far as like seeing, because I feel like that's how I naturally am. You know, I see past, because I understand, like, I'm not showing up as a completely healed person, so I know whoever I'm dealing with is not. They're going to have their own, you know, flaws, character traits that, you know, I got to put up with. You know, whether it's just some shit they do that annoy me, and if I still, you know, love them after that, you know, that's really more, I feel like that's up to me and how I choose to see the person, like being accepting and understanding. But the only problem I have is when the other person don't do the same thing.
So you have a problem of that whole like them giving you that same energy, that understanding, not putting so much pressure.
Yeah, as soon as I see that you're not offering me the same grace that I extend, bro, like, after that, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I just get cold, bro. Like, and it's not like,
you said you
it's
get cold.
It's not as soon as it happened. It's like repeated behavior.
Okay.
Like when you repeatedly show me that
like
you're not
long,
going,
like how over what period of time? Like a couple months.
bro.
Like,
You can just tell. Like, I feel like in the span of a month, you can just tell how people approach you, or when you talk to them about certain things, how they respond.
do you communicate with the individual? Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm transparent. I'm open. So like, and I'm selective with who I'm gonna be vulnerable with. So if I'm vulnerable, and then you just show certain signs that
You don't care.
you're not willing to open up on that level consistently, then it's like clip.
So when you say open up consistently, you mean that person like giving you that same energy as far as like the respect that you're healing
Yeah, like,
and the vulnerability.
I feel like sometimes people will be so self-absorbed that when it comes to them and their problems, they want all the grace, they want all the understanding, they want people to be nuanced with them. But when it's time to consider somebody else's life and situation, they gonna see it black and white. They're not looking at the full picture. They just looking at it like a super objective, like, point of view without trying to understand the full scope of it.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I think it's definitely a process. Some people,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
need more healing. They have to grow to that point. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you can't see another person's perspective.
Like, yeah, they gotta grow to that point, but then it's also like, if I've grown to that point where I can understand the nuance of your life and anybody's life in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to deal with somebody who's not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? It depends though. Like, I'm not gonna say that's like a rule. Like, of course I'm gonna give it time and see how it play out and see if they come around, because people are different, you know. But at the same time, it's just like, I feel like as adults, we should all understand the nuance of life, especially if we dealing with each other on a one-on-one level. When it comes to business, it's different, but relationships and shit, you know, if I'm taking you serious, then yeah, that's kind of a requirement.
Do you feel like you got to that point of understanding what you deserve through your own self-love journey?
Yeah, because I actually had it before, but it just was with a girl who was honestly trying to move too fast for me.
What do you mean by that? Like, she wanted more commitment from you than you
Yeah,
wanted to
like,
give?
yeah, and like I said, I'm transparent, so every time she asked, I told her what it was. I told her how I was feeling in the moment, how I was like, I wasn't feeling as strong as she was. But outside of everything of that, when we was talking and dating, it was like, our conversations were way deeper than surface level. Like, we just understood each other as people, and like the issues we were going through, the troubles we were having, like on a day-to-day basis, and taking time to actually understand the other person. So even outside of the romantic stuff, she was just like a great friend in general.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But so that helped you. Did that?
It helped me understand, but like, that should just be common.
What you mean?
Being able to understand the nuance of somebody's life. Just,
I don't. But see,
I feel like I need to explain it a little more specifically than just nuance, but like, we would just have conversations about our mental health, how we were feeling, what space we were in, the energy, and it was just honest and pure, and nobody was using each other's flaws against each other, and both people were being transparent about how they felt. You know what I'm saying? Just like in terms of where we were mentally, how we felt about the issues we were experiencing, how we felt about each other. It was just super honest and open, without all the games, without all the, vagueness. You ask somebody how they doing, they vague. Like, especially in the beginning, we come off vague because we're not trying to share our whole life.
Sometimes people don't want to hear that,
Yeah.
Not really,
So we just were at a place where everything was clear and honest, and it just showed me like, and she had emotional intelligence. Yes, that's really the word, not just nuance. Emotional intelligence. Yes, that's the word. So I feel like, it's not really hard to have. I just feel like people are too self-absorbed to put themselves in other people's shoes. She did a really good job at that, and I did a good job at that. So it was cool while it lasted.
I have to say, like, even like me, I'm still learning how to have emotional intelligence and really see other people's perspectives, because it's easy to accept hurt and be hurt.
Yeah.
But I think the most
when it comes to what though, what is that?
I think so. One of the things I'm learning in my relationship with my boyfriend is to hear him, because we are two different people. Like, I grew up in a Christian household. He grew up in a Muslim household. Like, I'm black, African American. Like, he kind of grew up. His mom is African, so he grew up with that. His dad is kind of like an older dad. I didn't have my father in my life.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of different perspectives. So, and then I have trauma for a previous relationship with a boyfriend who was extremely possessive. So he might say certain things and I automatically take it. Yeah, exactly.
I
I
understand that. Yeah.
Right. I had to, on a daily basis, I'm learning, like, because as a woman, especially as a black woman, we have this idea of just wanting to be right. And I have to understand that, like, God puts people in your life to teach you. So it's like, yeah, I'm right, but like, it's not about being right in a relationship. It's about understanding. And so I had to reach a certain amount of maturity to be like, okay, well, even if he says something that might not rub me the right way, it's not for me to be like, oh, and be mad the whole day. It's like, communicate with that person, tell that person how you feel, and then like learn how to like move past it. And I think that when I learned that lesson, I had to learn more about myself and loving myself more, and not expecting another person to
understand you like 100%.
Yeah, or like do everything right, because I'm not right. I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot, and that's okay, because I'm a person. I'm allowed to be wrong. But like, if you want a good relationship with somebody, you have to like accept them and accept everything about them, not half. You know? Yeah,
that's facts. And I can say, like, how you said, like, somebody saying something that trigger you and you respond a certain way. I said, like, I'll react like that too, just based on my past. I see somebody move a certain way, then I'm like, oh, you on that time?
Yeah.
I might not even have a conversation.
Right.
It just might be clips. So
it's hard because you're young and you get that trauma from a person. It's kind of hard to move in a relationship and trust, because all you know is that shit.
Yeah, that's facts. I mean? That's facts.
So I mean, it's a journey. Like, love is a journey. Love for another person and love for self. But outside of love, how else have you like grown, like, from your past self to who you are now?
Man, I say right now, man, everything is looking up on an eternal, point of view, and externally in some extent. But I feel like I've really detached myself from my feelings and my thoughts.
Why did you want to do that?
Because it be, the initial impulse or the feeling that you're dealing with might convince you to do something outside of your intention and your like highest purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like fear, doubt, anxiety, those are all natural emotions that come with taking steps forward in life, whether it's secular goals, relationships, trusting people, or just growing as a person. So being able to think outside or just be aware of the thoughts I'm having and seeing if they're just habitual,
logical or like emotional, that type of stuff. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And seeing if they're just habitual patterns that came from my past, or being aware that, these are just, because everything you do in life, you're going to have a voice of opposition in your head. Like, you're going to have somebody or a voice in your head that's only concerned with the cons. So you got to be able to decipher, like, if this is a voice you actually need to listen to. And so I really got to that point where, like, the thoughts are just like clouds in my head, and I'm just, like, aware of everything I'm thinking. And I get to choose what I identify with. Because there's also a lot of bullshit, you know what I'm saying, that the world has put in our heads as well, that we might not personally identify with. So I'm just going on this journey of, like, quieting the outside noise. Being aware of my own thoughts and being intentional with how I think.
What are you choosing to identify with right now?
My highest self, my goals, my focus. Like, I'm not letting fear, no anxiety. My anxiety used to be terrible, bro. I'm telling you, like, it used to be bad, and it's improved just after like consistent meditation, reading, studying anxiety and all that, and ways to deal with it, and it's just like I've built a real new relationship with it. At first, I just wanted to like make it go away, make it disappear. Now I feel it, but it doesn't control me. Like, I feel it, I be like, oh, that's just anxiety. But then I'm aware of the feeling, but I'm also outside of it. It's not who I am. So like, I can feel anxiety and still be confident. I can feel anxiety and still,
That's
it's like, you know what they be saying? They be saying feel the fear and do it still.
Yeah,
It's
go for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and you can still do it without even being fearful, because I feel like that's the only way to be courageous. If you're not faced with anything that's gonna make you feel a sense of anxiety or fear, then you comfortable. If you're comfortable, you're not doing anything that's causing you to be courageous. So I feel like the courage come in when you facing your fears and uncertainty of the other side of your goals and your dreams or anything in life. You know what I'm saying? And being able to see through that present moment emotion and knowing what your intention actually is and connecting with that. So I feel like that's where I'm at, and I'm trying to stay there, trying to be there in a stable spot. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm on track.
So essentially, you kind of like accepted these different aspects.
Yeah, I said that. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we always gonna have negative thoughts. Ain't nobody walking around on this earth who just own it.
I mean, it's always gonna be something in the back of your head that's trying to like you said, kind of prevent you, right? And that's just whatever nuanced voice that exists, but that's not who you are.
That's not who you are.
Exactly.
And that's when you figure out that you're not your thoughts, bro. I feel like you unlock the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just get to choose how you want to show up in life without, those thoughts we talking about fucking your day up.
What activated that new way of thinking for you?
I mean, I've always read about it. As far as like, a lot of Western philosophies and meditation and whatnot. And that's the intention of it, is to separate yourself from your thoughts and quiet your mind.
Yeah. That's what they say in meditation. Like, it's not about not having
thinking.
any thoughts.
Yeah,
but it's just about letting them be there.
Yeah, it's about being aware of everything. And just like consistent practice and just studying and reading, Because I feel like my anxiety was so bad, it was fucking my life up. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I feel you.
it was fucking my life up. I wasn't showing up as the person I knew I was. It also fucked relationships up because I wasn't in the best space to communicate.
So you were just like hiding away, opposed to being present.
Yeah, just shutting off and putting up defense mechanisms. And now, like,
it's crazy what fear can do to you. Because you're scared, you kind of like hurt, and then you hurt others unintentionally.
Yeah. So I feel like we all go through it too. I mean, in my personal journey, it feel like I'm like saving the world, just saving myself. So I want to share that experience with others, in my music and just how I live my life, because I feel like a lot of people don't think it's actually possible to change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people are just like, I'm just gonna be depressed. This is just how I am. I'm like, no, bro, you can't actually do something to change that. People don't believe
Or
it.
they depend on other people or other methods other than like going within to fix the problem. Medication or just, food or all this other stuff to get them out of it, when like it's all of it's just a mental thing. It's nobody holding a gun to yourself being like, have anxiety. Like nobody's doing that.
It is like now at this point in my life, it took a lot of time, it took a lot of hard work, and it is hard work. So I understand people in those positions that don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, because I feel like I've been dealing with it for like 3 years, and I'm finally getting to a place of stability, But it is a choice. Like, when I feel anxiety, I see it, and then I have the choice if I'm gonna let this shit control me, or I'm gonna stay in tune with the present moment and what I've set out to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never perfect, But I'm always gonna choose love over fear now. Now that I'm aware of the choice in real time. So I just feel like people gotta get. For me, it was like I was just tired of like dealing with the stress of it. Like I got to like a super low point, which is like something has to change. So I just was like, I might as well do the hard work. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people might just have to get to that low point, but you really don't, bro. It's a lot more simple than we make it seem. But yeah, man.
You feel like you're walking in peace right now?
Yeah. And it's crazy because I could go through weeks of just like intense anxiety, just like.
It was that bad.
Well, it's when it's your personal experience. I guess it seems a lot more dramatic than maybe it actually was. But like, yeah, I had bad moments. You know what I'm saying? It might not have been apparent to anybody else, but like, I definitely was feeling super weird on the inside. Like, I was ramped up like for no reason. Like certain situations, just like I ain't need to have that much anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get where you're coming from. I think for a really long time, like since I was a child, I was suffering from like social anxiety. So like talking to people was a big deal because as a kid, I would just hear them say, because I was quiet, they'd be like, "Oh, she's stuck up," and I'm like, "I'm just quiet."
Yeah.
But over time, I think anytime I tell myself in my head, I'm like, "Oh no, don't do it." I'm just like, "Fuck it, I gotta do it," because when you do it, it's not even as bad as you initially thought it was.
That's the thing I'm saying. And bro, after you do that like 2-3 times, bro, you
like,
straight, bro.
Yeah.
You straight, bro.
I gotta get that way with driving though. I get really scared to drive. Yeah.
How long you been in Atlanta? You lived in Atlanta your whole life?
Not my whole life. Like, I was living in North Carolina for a while, and then like in middle school I came here. But I know how to drive. I'm good at driving. It's just that I be like, I get a little tense. Yeah. So I guess I just gotta do it. Just be fucking fearful.
I mean, it's some breathing techniques I could put you on. You know what I'm saying?
Is it breathing techniques for driving in Atlanta?
That's for anxiety, period. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get you more connected with the present moment, outside your head, and make you realize that you might just be tweaking. You might just be tripping for no reason.
Sometimes that fear thing is like, I mean, I guess because it's so instinctual, because like fear to a certain extent is not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's that survival mode.
Yeah, it can be very beneficial, but because it's like embedded in the DNA of being a human being, when you're mentally in fear, that's like a spiritual fear and a body fear.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. This is part 1 of a 2-parter series with Mars. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about his music and a couple of other things. Before I go, I just want to shout out my friend Yohance. He is a wonderful, amazing, talented artist that made the music that you're hearing in the background right now. I suggest that you all, follow him and support him and his music and everything that he's doing. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. You learned something, and I hope it touched you and educated you. Peace, love. I'll see you in the next Cozy Talks.